If you want to go further, go together. Partnership is important. Sometimes you've got great ideas alone, but your ideas can be greater in a team. Partnership it's mutual respect at all times. It is, of course, you're going to clash because you're human. And the beautiful thing about clashing, it means that you are testing each other's minds to a level where you have to agree. Because when you leave the room, you have to agree.
Hi, I'm Mkhabela, co-owner and founder of Makhelwane restaurant, found in Vilakazi Street.
And hi, I'm Ntombi Mthembu, co-owner and founder of Makhelwane restaurant in Vilakazi Street.
Makhelwane started off as a concept 5 years ago, but it only materialized in 2017 November. I think whilst I was thinking about it, I was waiting for the right business partner to go into business. And when I met Ntombi and when we discussed issues around Makhelwane, we came up with great initiatives and ideas towards how we can build Makhelwane into this very establishment that you see today.
Yes, so Makhelwane is part of a company that we both co-own called Vilakazi Events Management, which has Makhelwane restaurant and the decor and catering is part of it.
The concept around Makhelwane, besides the obvious thing being the neighbor to the most famous Mandela, is that we wanted to integrate or bring back the systems of Ubuntu to the community. You know, I grew up in this area, born and bred, in Soweto. This is my home, and all the people here around know who I am. But you know, Vilakazi Street is not enjoyed by the people who stay here. They view Vilakazi Street as a nuisance, brings people who make noise here, who rev cars up and down, and bring the flamboyance that they hardly ever be the part of. So when we started off with Makhelwane, we wanted a place where the very locals who stay in Vilakazi can come enjoy Vilakazi on their own, not view Vilakazi as a nuisance to them. 2 years along the line, we're still here. We're about 15 months, going on 16 months now. But we're doing quite well as a new business in this dog industry, where we have your famous establishments.
Some of the greatest highlights in the 2 years that we've been in business, we've had the honor and privilege of hosting the Gauteng Premier. We've had the honor and privilege of hosting the President of the country, Mr. Cyril. We've also had the honor and privilege of hosting Mrs. Winnie Madikizela Mandela in her last public appearance on the 10th of April. So we can't have any more privilege than that. As a small business, as a new business, and having those names having walked in and out, for us is basically an indication that the future is very bright.
There was only Facebook for some time, and then only now we've added your Instagram pages and your Twitter account. So basically we were running it through social media without any concrete business tools. So the assistance would require to even tap into the international community is through website. I know Google, we've got your Google account. I know we check reviews and views on Google, but we haven't reached that target that we want to see happen.
So in the last 2 years, I think more than anything else was for us to learn the operations, the ins and outs, to understand our business model, where we want to take it, how do we make profit from it. And I think now we're at a stage where we're going to expand, and we need to expand to the greater parts of the business, which is the marketing tools used. So people like Buytownship, you guys are part of those greater plans and stakeholders that we should continue to engage and work with in terms of taking the business to the next level. So I believe that everything has its time and place, and sometimes, as Sicelo has mentioned, that you have to make mistakes, you have to see things for yourselves and then make the decisions. So we're at a point now, remember the business is self-funded. So with a self-funded business, you don't really have any marketing budget up front, because you're just trying to get your cost of operations in place and get the business where it's got a healthy cash flow and it's able to run its overheads. So we're at that point, and we're excited about what's going to happen to Makhelwane. Makhelwane's website, Makhelwane's Buytownship partnership, Makhelwane on social media growing, Makhelwane's social footprint on all marketing platforms as a whole.
We want to go beyond being just a restaurant. During the week, we highly cater for tourists during the week, and on weekends we get locals. But I get a sense that locals come here for the food, and then at 5 or 6 they go somewhere else just to go chill. So we want to open up that space. We've already started with a space where we transition from a restaurant into a loungy area where people can also bring their girlfriends, bring their friends, just to have a beer. So we're trying to find that close that gap, because most tourists, when they come to Soweto, once they've seen the house, they've seen the Mandela house, they've seen the Desmond Tutu house, there's nothing that says come back to Buytownship. There is no nightlife. Then they go back to Sentin where they book their hotels and they party there. So why not create an environment where they can say, no, but let's go back to Vilakazi. We saw something that's happening in that place there. So that we bring that vibrancy back again to the streets.
Lessons for entrepreneurs who want to get into this space or want to start their own businesses. I think there is no rules in business. There is no code of conduct. You just have to do it. So you've got an idea, you've got a plan, you just have to get up and do it. If you're going to wait for funding, waiting for money, you'll wait forever. So just wake up in the morning and say, I'm doing this. And that's, for me, that's the best advice. Okay, just do it.
I'd also say do your research. You know, when you started, we didn't get funding from government or any financial institution. We invested our own capital into the business, and halfway along the line, we realized that we could have spent less on some of the items that we could have gotten for free, or we could have got assistance somewhere. So do a lot of research, ask around, don't be shy, do your background, do your feasibility studies, and check your environment, and then take it from there. Because I know for a fact that if we knew half the things we know now, I think Makhelwane would be twice what it is today.
Greatest lesson being in business in this environment or any other environment, greatest lesson has, you just have to be patient. There is no easy, quick buck. You have to put in the work, you have to put in the hours, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the sweat, you have to put in the tears, and you will get results. So there's no shortcut to hard work.
Besides having 7-day weekdays, we're loving it. No sleep, always on the road. If we're not on the road, we're here. But we're trying to build something here, and we adamant and determined that to make sure that Makhelwane becomes a brand is a worthy brand within the South African hospitality industry. And it has started to crack open some doors and some opportunity as well. People are starting to knock here. We're no longer knocking as much as we started to knock. People are coming here to knock now. So I think we're on the right track.
Perseverance, determination, and hard work. I think those are 3 greatest attributes to business. The business depends on the both of you to be on par. And 2, you bring certain skills to the partnership that either or doesn't have. When you bring those skills together, then boom, you create something amazing. So partnership has its cons. The cons is that it can get very emotional, it can get very tense, because you have to have your opinion, and business partner has to have their opinion, but you must find each other in the balance. So, but in the emotions of it is that you must remember why you started what you started. And at times you get where there are people that will come into some of the relationship, and you must stay firm and strong and remember why you started. So every time you're feeling like anything, why we started. And even when we get to a point where we're feeling as a partnership, we're not speaking to each other, then we have to intervene, because the business relies on the partnership to be alive for it to succeed.
I'll basically summarize it as the yin and the yang. That's what we formed through Makhelwane, where the opposites were opposites, but together we're whole. We complement each other. At the same time, we're a contrast to each other. That's basically it. And what I've learned is that we, as a people, you need to not only listen, but hear what someone is saying. That's very important in business, because listening and hearing something is 2 different things. And allow space for new ideas, because you can't be the one with the wisdom in everything. And your idea, you might come up with something you feel that is a great idea, but then someone can take your idea even further, add-ons, and then don't feel like whether it's crushing your dream or your idea, but take it as an add-on and complementing it to greater heights, which will further take the business to a further level.
The most important thing is transparency. I think most business partnerships fail because lack of transparency. Transparency is important in discussions, future, everything. So I think that is the biggest one for a successful business partnership. Transparency.
We do all our operations, from stocking to, we get a call when you are out in a society or in a meeting, but tell you there are no big beans. Imagine that. I think it's high time we find someone who we can entrust with this baby that we've created, and who we know can take it even further in terms of his expertise in the hospitality industry. So now it's taking a lot of our time. As I said, we have 7-day weekdays, and we run around buying all the groceries. We do admin. We basically running the area. It's the place. It's basically our lives now. So we need all that and training for the waiters as well, because when you're not here, you wonder whether the food was plated correctly, whether if there was a complaint, was the complaint addressed correctly, would that customer come back? So all those issues. But I feel that we're at a point now where we said if the business is growing, we see that there are gaps somewhere, we need to close them in.